Who in their right mind would say, oh, but Bonnie Rebecca, she's so beautiful. It's okay. Like, she's above the law. Like, it doesn't matter that she eats fish and eats eggs and makes excuses for it. Makes excuses that are incoherent and nonsensical and unethical. And even internally contradictory. They really do not make sense. But she's good looking. So it's okay. And I haven't had one person write in saying that they think she's intelligent. I mean, they call her Bonny Rebecca. They do not call her Brainy Rebecca. She chose the name. She chose the name. She called her channel that. All right, she didn't call it Active Research and Informed Rebecca. Okay,
is it her real name?
She didn't. No, of course it's not her real name.
Oh, really?
Bonnie? Okay, so Melissa thought Bonnie was her first name. No, her name's
I
Rebecca.
know nothing about her channel other than this controversy.
Okay, so Bonnie is an adjective. Can we agree on this? No, you're not aware of this? God, white bread America.
Bonnie's a name.
Jesus, Bonnie is Scottish English for beautiful or attractive.
Oh.
Bonnie Prince Charlie. It's used for men, too.
Wow, I feel stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the greater Detroit area, this is as good as it gets. This is as good as you can do dating girls from Detroit, let me tell you. Okay.
Sorry.
Bonnie is an adjective that means beautiful. It is stereotypical Scottish brogue, but it's part of the mainstream.
My bad.
That's why most people don't say it. You sound folksy. You sound a bit silly saying Bonnie, but you still see it in.
That's a whole nother dimension that
So you didn't realize? Yeah, that's why her whole web presence has been based on two things. One, her presentation of herself as attractive or beautiful, which includes her vag.
So
like we've already featured shots of her from Instagram with the vag out, for the boys.
So
she's selling what she came on camera selling was the original Freely package, right? Which is one part ecology, one part vegan ethics, and a healthy serving of vag. I mean, it's vag on camera. That's what she's got. It's been all about her aesthetics and her personal beauty, right? And then what? What is she selling now? Like, what is it now that she's abandoned that ethical and ecological message? Freely's a nutcase. Freely doesn't have a lot to offer, and obviously Freely has lost her looks, but Freely's still sincere in her, at least her ecological message. Shout out to Freely. Bonnie Rebecca remained on Team Durian Rider even when Durian Rider turned against her and attacked her, which he did just for views. He did it at one point when he was just trying to stir up controversy. He started attacking Bonnie. There was nothing going on. It was just, sometimes he just did drama for the sake of drama. Oh, Bonnie Rebecca.
How can you, such a sweet young girl, associate yourself with them and stuff like that? It just really frustrates me. I just wanted to put this out there to help you guys understand why I support Harley and Freely and why I'm attending their event and why I hang out with them. I think they're both awesome people, but maybe I'm a little biased. I don't know. After all, they are the reason that I'm vegan, and they are the reason that I'm on YouTube, and that for me is a huge, huge thing.
Was she one of the people that went to Thailand to be
the
next Freely?
She was, yes, and she succeeded. Bonnie Rebecca was the next Freely. She monetized her body. Look, even someone like Kim Kardashian, her life was a struggle. I mean, Kim Kardashian had already been married and divorced repeatedly before she got famous. And she made a pornographic sex tape and signed the paperwork to release it before she got famous. Kim Kardashian had years and years of hanging around and being like a minor person in the background of a photograph of Paris Hilton before she got famous. And it's broadly agreed that Kim Kardashian was some kind of tremendous natural beauty, including people who knew her before she had plastic surgery. Shout out to Nick Cannon.
First of all, I want to address Nick Cannon. I understand that you used to date my wife, but, you get in an interview, don't mention my wife.
Even for her, life was a struggle. So, look, I don't think beauty justifies any of it. Let's not, I don't think being beautiful justifies leading a brainless, amoral existence. I don't think it justifies leading an unexamined life, and obviously it doesn't justify eating fish and eggs and trying to monetize that. Is that the lifestyle you're now trying to monetize? And if so, to me, all this stuff. So these people, whether they're vegans or not, they come out here and it's phony virtue. what have you really got to sell? Quote unquote ethical, humane conditions. Yeah, let's imagine ourselves in the position of these hens. Please stop misleading your followers. You've done what you feel is best for your health, and you were never vegan. Just stop making a joke of a justice movement for the victims. Please. Okay, I'll say this real briefly. What is veganism? Okay. I read the autobiography of a scholar in Myanmar. And this scholar was part of the British Empire, and he was a Christian missionary, and he's certainly remembered as one of the evil villains of history. At that time, the British Empire had abolished slavery, and the American Empire had not. He's out there literally in the jungle. Back then, the jungle was really the jungle. Those were the days before the jungle was cut down. He's out there in the middle of the jungle, and he gets a package from the southern United States, somewhere like Georgia. Beautiful hand-woven baskets and letter and, we read about your work as a Christian missionary and we want to show you we support you and And from the middle of the jungle in Myanmar, he scraped the money together and he shipped it back to Georgia with a letter saying, I do not accept baskets created by slave labor. Okay? That's what veganism is. Okay? He's completely powerless to stop slavery. It's completely symbolic. It's standing up and saying, I will not be a part of this. I am going to exclude myself from this immoral and terrible thing. You're not freeing a single slave. You're not emancipating anyone. And in this case, you're not even sparing the slaves a day's work making these baskets. You can't undo the baskets. You can't. If I have a leather coat in my closet, I don't. I'm not going to wear a secondhand leather coat. I'm going to stand up and say I refuse to be part of slavery. I refuse to be part of this exploitation of animals, and that's all it is. It's a demonstration of my refusal. Now, can it be more? Yes. Look at PCRM. Look at organizations that are going out and actually making a positive difference. But for the most part, it is just an ethical refusal to compromise with something you know to be wrong. So yeah.
But she did that in the past, so wouldn't you say that she was vegan?
Right, but that's back when she was Brainy Rebecca, and now she's... That was season 1, Bonny Rebecca, okay? This is, come on. What are we into, season 5, season 6? Oh. I've written to several other YouTubers asking them to take on the critique of what Unnatural Vegan had to say about this because it was shockingly stupid and awful. Yeah. Unnatural Vegan made every excuse possible for Bonny Rebecca, but this excuse marathon was not good enough to satisfy old Bonny. Old Brainy. So she writes back, I know I am late to seeing this, but I have to say it really frustrates me. Let's put more passion in it. It really frustrates me because it seems like you didn't even watch my video. I don't know why you said that I only listen to naturopaths or quote-unquote natural doctors. Yes, that comment was on my old video. I said that at that stage, but I saw many normal doctors throughout this process, and my last doctor I went to was a real doctor, a gastroenterologist and a specialist. He is the one that implemented this diet change. I have tried to eat a low-fiber vegan diet. Mock meats give me a lot of digestive pain whenever I have them, and I obviously tried tofu. Do you really think that I haven't thought of that? It's not just fiber. Like I said in my video, legumes, wheat, and soy all seem to provoke my symptoms. This process has been so incredibly long, you really have no idea what we went through and how hard we tried to make this work on a vegan diet. It was not a dermatologist that gave Tim antibiotics. It was a specialist. And he did have a topical cream as well. Seriously, oysters are your best solution. Okay, on that we agree, Bonnie. Brainy Rebecca, trust me, you can do a book review channel. You can step it up, Bonnie. Really, I see a bright future for you as Brainy Rebecca. Just rebrand. You're not going to do the vegan thing anymore. We understand. Oysters are your best solution. I agree. The oyster thing, it's a joke, and I don't even know how many people out there get the punchline. It's ridiculous. So seriously, oysters are your best solution. I like 12 times in that video, a natural vegan suggests oysters, as if that it's the same fundamental problem with the fish and eggs thing. Okay, so you have this food allergy or whatever it is, you have this health problem. How does adding cholesterol to your diet, I mean, unless you really believe cholesterol is the cure for acne, unless you really believe cholesterol is the cure for any of these, it's insane. All right. I may have started on a high-fruit, low-fat diet, but that changed a long time ago. I have been eating a balanced vegan diet for a long time now. Lastly, I don't know why you think you can diagnose people through a screen! You aren't qualified, nor is it your place, even if you were! In terms of ethics, hilariously misspelled, Bonny Rebecca can't even spell ethics. Literally could not spell the word ethics. Okay. In terms of ethics, I said I'm okay with what I'm eating because at the end of the day, I put my own health above fish. That's really all I can say about that. I am trying to only do what is necessary to heal. And I am trying to live as cruelty-free as possible in the rest of my life. I'm so confused. You say you are sensitive to salicylates? Pardon me, my Latin is a bit rusty. Salicylates. Okay? You say you are sensitive to salicylates, but you are eating tomato sauce? ? Makes no difference. If it is an organic tomato, etc., it is still...
She also did cut up actual tomatoes in her omelet in that video.
So I mean, the point is she's been engaging in, I think, what could be fairly called baffle gab, where it's just like saying enough to kind of keep the audience guessing and off balance, but like, you know, none of these excuses add up to anything. Yeah. Like, oh, and if your problem is that you eat too many tomatoes... Well, that sure is a reason to start killing and eating animals. Like, what? Like, you know, oh yeah, that's gonna, you know, the cure for tomatoes is fish. I mean, it makes no sense. One doesn't really correlate to the other. No. So a lot of people made this comment on her video. Quote, it still looks like she eats a ton of fiber. If that was supposedly the problem, it doesn't matter if you throw in a couple of eggs. She's still eating so much fiber. I'm just confused about how this supposedly works so well for her.
Yeah.
Right. So same message with slightly different wording. You want to jump in, baby? Go ahead and comment. You know.
I mean, the main thing I was noting when I was watching, I know one of her issues was acne. She was eating like it looked like a cup's worth of almond butter with her buckwheat cereal for breakfast, and also hazelnut milk, and avocado and egg.
Let's cut to the chase. But you know that the amount of room a hen has is not the only factor determining their quality of life, right? And that no matter how the hens live, male chicks will be killed as they are seen as a useless byproduct? ? I get that you think eggs are a necessary component of your diet and you want to get them as ethical as possible, but don't misinform your viewers by saying that there's nothing wrong with the product. That's just not okay. This isn't meant as hate, but as constructive criticism.
Yeah. And she was misinforming the audience about eggs because she was saying, like, I know in the past I said eggs were bad for you because they have saturated fat and cholesterol, but, you know, when I went to the doctors, they actually said that my cholesterol was too low. So,
look, you know, what if she just came out and said to you, you know what, in the past I had a brain, but now I don't anymore. Like, so I'm changing my name from Brainy Rebecca to Bonny Rebecca. You know, there was never any point in the past where this woman was intelligent or shared anything of substance or meaning on the internet. Never. We can't do a before and after where it was like the good old days. Back when Bonny Rebecca was doing collabs with Henya Mania.
Hi, I'm just inquiring about the apartment at HKR. So how much natural light is let into the room? Will I get morning light or afternoon light in my apartment?
I don't use filters.
Do I get marble bench tops? Is there wood tables? Anything that I can take photos on?
I don't use hashtags.
Yes, I know that's gonna work.
I don't use my phone.
Where do you want to go for dinner? I was thinking chit lighting. That's true.
that was garbage also, right? I mean, she's always been a person of absolutely zero substance, absolutely zero moral fiber, absolutely zero ethical integrity, which in a bizarre way even includes my conflict with Durian Rider and all those things that went down in Chiang Mai and everything that was wrong with Durian Rider and Freely, claiming that you could cure Crohn's disease and cure schizophrenia and all this insane shit, and claiming that garlic is a neurotoxin and just all that crap. She never took a stand on anything. She probably was one of the people stupid enough to stand there and agree that garlic is a neurotoxin and not even know how to figure a way out of that. So that's where we're at now. But I mean, that's why my earliest video on this said she never has been beautiful. She never has been intelligent. She never has had something positive to contribute to the vegan movement. So her leaving is just deleting something negative from the vegan movement. She will be remembered for her absence, I suppose. So someone wrote in and commented they are not vegan themselves, and so therefore they are not trying to defend veganism at all. And they continue, I also understand that you had serious food-related health problems. I am not commenting to discuss this fact. But I don't understand one thing. How is having 2 eggs at lunch and some fish here and there going to fix your problems? This is a non-vegan commenting, someone who's not ethically on board with vegan. If the food you had for dinner is okay with you, why don't you have it for lunch too? I'm asking this because I believe that it really was difficult for you to give up veganism. So confused how you can go from being an ethical vegan to then talking about your eggs being, quote-unquote, really ethical and humane. I just don't understand because there is no part of the egg industry that is ethical or humane. I'm not judging your choice to go back to animal products. That's a different story. But don't lie. Oh, I see. But don't lie. Okay, got it. There were some commas missing there. I just don't get how you can now go around believing things are ethical when they definitely never have been and never will be. Ladies and gentlemen, Brainy Rebecca! She should rebrand her whole channel. Hey guys, welcome to Brainy Rebecca.
First of all, Freely. I started watching Freely just before I was vegan. Tim was kind of like, trying to convince me or trying to just educate me on veganism, and he showed me Freely's videos, and straight away I was like, wow. You mean I don't have to starve myself and I can look like her? Like, of course, that's like most people's reaction to her, which is why she's so effective, because unfortunately people only care about their aesthetics. Unfortunately people only care about their aesthetics.
She couldn't research her way out of a paper bag, and she can't research her way out of an acne breakout. That's for goddamn sure, man. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. People stay stupid because they want to be stupid, because they find it rewarding and they like the attention. They enjoy their life. She could. She's not disabled. She could smarten up. She could read Aristotle. No doubt. Aristotle's written in plain English. Translated in English. She could learn ancient Greek. I have no doubt. Sorry, I have reason to know. Ancient Greek is not that hard language to learn. It's really not. She could learn ancient Greek. She could learn Latin. Don't know if she could do Chinese, but look, she could do almost anything if she set her mind to it. She's not setting her mind to it, and that's the sense in which, for a lot of these people, stupidity, living an unexamined life, living a stupid life, is really even an ethical question. It's a choice. Being stupid is a choice. Staying stupid is a choice. And she's 26 years old, guys. I'm not into making excuses for 26-year-olds.
No, you aren't.
Okay, ethical eggs, question mark. What happens to the male chickens, question mark? They get put into a machine and they get ground up alive. Sorry, not ethical. The ethical problem with laying hens. It's not just how much space they have. The main problem is genetics. Around 80% of 4 to 6-year-old hens develop cancer because of their reproductive system. Their reproductive system can't take laying that many eggs. I don't care about what crazy diets anyone follows for the sake of quote-unquote health, and I usually don't judge omnivores because veganism is a restrictive diet after all, and it is not realistic to expect everyone to strive for perfection. However, all caps, and that is a big however, eating fish 3 to 4 times a week is super unsustainable, environmentally speaking. Except for beef, fish might be ecologically the most reckless choice of food. Hear, hear. There's a difference between knowing and caring. She knows all this. We all know that she knows this. And She don't care. You still pay for male chicks to be ground up alive and for spent hens to be sent to the slaughter. I know that you know that, but you're trying to convince yourself of the humane myth that is marketed to you. How convenient! Exclamation point. Positive comments matter to you. So you remember, she says this all the time, both in writing and on camera. Positive comments matter to you and you consider them, but when someone doesn't agree with you, then you don't care what their opinion is. Bonny, once you're vegan for the animals, you will never be able to eat animals again. It's literally as simple as that. That's what people are trying to say when they tell you that you are plant-based and not vegan. Period. It's true. Period. I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm saying it because no matter what, once you see what they go through, once you see what the animals go through, you cannot cook them and eat them. If you are able to do that now, that means you were not vegan. You were plant-based. It's true what they say, though. She's made a big deal out of thanking them. Oh, thank you all for your positive comments. Oh, it means so much to me. I don't think I've said that one. Over 1,000 videos on this channel. I've never thanked the audience for their positivity. Okay? What would be the point? Oh, guys, I really thrive on flattery. Who wants to see that?
We'll do it better. I'll put your tummy in the shot. And we put, like, your legs, like, next to it. Like, up-angle shot.
It's a very strange thing. I mean, you know, like, musicians come out and bow and thank the audience. Yeah. You know, different art forms have different conventions. But, I mean, you know, do you ever see a newspaper article open with, well, thank you guys for writing in and sharing all your positivity. That really means a lot to me. Okay, so this week, talking about, you know, corruption inside the Trump administration. It's a really strange, slippery trivialization. Okay? My brother is a vegan doctor. I made him watch your video! Exclamation point. I'm a psychologist and vegan. So here's a more conciliatory one. This is your life journey, and only your opinion should matter to you. Only you can change your mind. Listen to your subconscious mind. Do what makes you happy, even if others are telling you it's wrong.
What? Is this a joke? Is
No.
sarcasm?
Stick with it here.
Do whatever you want, as long as it makes you happy. Really
Sure.
Great moral.
Sure, you can still be a healthy vegan with your health issues, which is interesting because I'm going through something very similar. But only you can control yourself. Keep that spark in your eyes, love. So that's it.
Keep that spark in your eyes.
You're good looking, so you're above good and evil, I guess. But, you know, this is a broader problem. I don't think you can say that you're vegan if you don't believe other people also ought to be vegan. Okay? How can you support any ethical position if you actually think universally that for everyone only their own opinion should matter? Like, not facts, not social laws and norms, and like, not the impacts on other people, not the impacts on the environment, not the consequence. Like, it's actually a really dark philosophical position. I'm just saying. This was in Plato, dialogue of Socrates versus Thrasymachus, test of memory. But I mean, this has been debated since ancient times, and it's always been pretty laughably simple debate since ancient times. No, there are things that matter other than your own opinion. I would hate to tell Bonny the truth about the fish industry, but someone has to. I did competitive fishing for a number of years before going vegan. There's no nice way to put it, but when a fish is caught via a hook, it fights for a reason. That is because it is in pain. Fish can feel fear. I've caught enough fish to know what fear looks like. Many fish on commercial boats are unethically killed, usually by asphyxiation. And half the time they're not killed properly when people attempt to do it using a knife or an icky spike. Then you have to talk about the amount of plastic that ends up in the ocean from nets, etc., etc. If you think fish is the ethical meat, I don't know what to tell you, but at some point in your long and storied history of being an advocate for veganism, you missed the memo. Ethical meat, contradiction in terms. Is it a bad thing to have high standards? Is it really a bad thing? We're doing a series of videos here talking about jealousy. And Melissa said to me, I referred to a female friend of mine as really attractive. And Melissa was momentarily furious and said to me, "You say Bonnie Rebecca is ugly. If you say this woman is really attractive, she must be gorgeous."
And she was.
And she was. Okay, so there you go. Is it bad? Is it bad to have high standards? Is it virtuous to have low standards? You know, obviously this comes up a lot more on the intellectual than the physical sphere. But, you know, like, when I look back at my life, would I be a better person if I were easily impressed by human beauty, easily impressed? Like, okay, what if when I first read Karl Marx, The Communist Manifesto, what if I was just blown away? I wasn't. It was not an impressive book. What if when I first read the Bible, if I was just blown away? When I first read the Quran, I do not think it's a redeeming quality for human beings to be easily impressed.